Mages, the people who use their magic in this world of magic. Mainly mages are the strongest raw characters. For example, people like Theos, Arthur Cursbeard, etc, etc. Mage in general combat in AO dominates over most of the classes in game, having the most simplistic playstyle out of all of them. When Arcane Odyssey came out, Mage was golded. The poster was the main problem, doing insanely high damage with metal magic, with probably, if I recall, 100 damage tick posters at level 125. This was before the Dark Sea, which gave powerful scrolls and whatnot. Then poster got nerfed a shit ton, but that didn't stop Mage from dominating combat overall. In my opinion, nothing really changed throughout the years. Still to this day, it's been a pretty good class, being used by most PvPers in the community, with synergies and having extremely low cooldown, which is where the blast, beam, javelin thing came from. Not much to go off of on the community lore, but overall it dominates as a class now, and I will be going over its ability again full release. Again, like last video, it won't be scripted, so let's get into it. Okay, so Annihilation. Leap into the air and fires a large orb of your magic energy at your target, dealing heavy and sustained damage in your area. If you remember back in Arcane Adventures, this is the Annihilation attack that is coming back as the Shadow, Lightning, or Earth. Basically every all-around in the game in Arcane Adventures was basically like this. What it basically is now is a massive javelin. Yeah, that's what this is right now, as it goes in a big area. Also, what am I gonna say? Oh yeah, this would be really good in wars as well, to deal with like a large amount of enemies. Like say you're getting like jumped in one little area, you could use Annihilation to leap up into the air and fire it down, doing like crowd control damage. Don't know how much damage it does, but hey, it's pretty nice. Up next is Barrage. Fire a large amount of magic blast with a large spread. It won't deal high damage, but each blast is massive. I'm not sure if it'll be good in combat, I wouldn't say. It could be good in like crowd control wars, but like not really good in combat, I wouldn't say, since it might the damage might be a bit, yeah, it says it won't deal high damage. Like look at it here. That could be used, yeah, crowd control in wars. I won't really say it would be used in PvP 1v1s, or mainly not NPC 1v1 combat. Next is Enchantment. Apply a chosen buff to your party members with a boost scaling with your magic affinities. You can pick power, size, speed, or resistance. This is the first unique rare or lost spell. I think it's the first lost spell, which makes it pretty unique. It's basically aura, but it's given to your party members. You see here, and then after doing more damage. That could be good in wars and ganks. So yeah. Next is Nebula. Create a constant magic explosions around yourself, damaging and knocking back enemies. See here, it's like the bursting aura back in World of Magic, if you remember it. So basically, if you have a aura or focus or whatever it was back in World of Magic, picking bursting would make it do this essentially. This would be good in crowd control wars, like if they're close to you, and could be used good with warlocks, I would say, because if their warlocks are essentially close quarters combat overall, it will be able to deal more damage in a larger area, as well as being able to keep up with the player itself. Haster. Leap into the air and create a spear of your magic, then drive down at your target, dealing heavy damage. This could be used good in PvP combat, like 1v1s and possibly wars, maybe. But you see, it's a bit slow, you can tell. Like the startup was slow, and the way it drives down would be really readable in wars. So it could be really good in 1v1, not so good in, like, you know, like I said, wars. Since people can just, you know, basically deal up a bunch of damage before you even be able to use the Haster's down slam ability. And that should be it. Okay, so next up is Strength and Warrior, which shouldn't really take too long. especially strength, they only really showed up 3 moves. But warrior might take as long as magic at the moment, not sure. But that's the 2 videos I'm trying to get out before full release comes out in December, which is next month. Alright, see ya.